cooking tonight for dinner. So I'm on a family favorites, comfort foods kick. Last week, I shared in my Pampered Chef page one of my family favorite meals, which is chicken francaise. Tonight, I'm making another family favorite. I am making stroganoff. But instead of what I usually use for protein, beef, I'm using turkey. So I'm doing a turkey stroganoff. So what I'm doing here is I am gonna get some hot water boiled for our noodles. I have in this skillet over here, this is our cast iron enameled covered skillet, which I absolutely love because it's really deep and gives me a really good surface area. So what we need to do is we need to get a little bit of olive oil or canola oil, heat it up in our skillet, and I'm going to add to our skillet some turkey that I have already cut up, cubed on our flexible cutting mat. And I love the flexible cutting mats because when you're doing something like chicken or turkey or fish, and you also then have to cut up some vegetables, you do not want to cross-contaminate. So our flexible cutting mats, and we do have two different sizes. We have a large cutting mat, which is this size, and we also have a small cutting mat. They both come in a set of 3. So they're great for when you have to do multiple types of chopping and dicing. And I usually put them on our normal cutting board. So I'm gonna do the rest of my chopping and dicing on this cutting board. So as I said, I just put some turkey tenderloin that I chopped up, cubed up in a hot skillet with some oil. Now I'm gonna add to the skillet our French onion dip mix. So I know that you might be like, wait a second, French onion dip mix? But let me tell you what, this gives it such a good flavor. So it's not just for dips, obviously. You can use it in your cooking. So I'm gonna do a couple of teaspoons of our dip mix. Another really good seasoning that we have that would go great with stroganoff is our 3 onion rub. So if you have our 3 onion rub or our French onion dip mix. So what I want to do with this turkey is I just want to sear it on the outside. It doesn't necessarily have to be cooked all the way through. But as soon as it's cooked most of the way, we're going to take it out. And while the turkey is cooking, I'm going to start chopping up some onions and mushrooms for the stroganoff. So what I did was I rinsed off, used a very damp, I should say a lightly damp paper towel, and I wiped off some fresh mushrooms. And we don't eat all of these mushrooms, but my family does love mushrooms. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take our quick slice and I'm going to line up our mushrooms. Let's get this out of the way here so that you can see. I'm going to line up our mushrooms on our quick slice. Let me get another one here. And then we're going to rock it down so that we can quickly slice our mushrooms, okay? So, like I said, my family loves mushrooms. So I almost always get mushrooms when I'm at the grocery store, when they're on sale, especially. Okay, so I'm gonna add about 4 cups of sliced mushrooms. And this is our small batter bowl. I know a lot of Pampered Chef fans love our batter bowls. And if you have our batter bowls, I want you to drop a comment saying, got it, love it. So when I talk about a product that you have and you love, I want you to put in the comments, got it, love it, small batter bowl. Okay, so we have about 4 cups of mushrooms here. I'm going to do a couple of more. And then I'm going to also cut up some onions using our quick slice. Okay, so we have 4 cups of mushrooms. Let me give our turkey a little bit of a stir here using one of our teak spatulas. Love our teak utensils because they are more resistant to cracking and splintering than your traditional wood utensils. Plus they look beautiful. So now I'm going to take our onions and I'm going to use our color-coded Santoku knife because I already used my other Santoku knife, my Forge Cutlery Santoku knife, which is our lifetime guaranteed knife. I use that to cut up our turkey, and that is going to go into the, that's in the sink. But I absolutely love our Santoku knives because they are just a perfect size for chopping and dicing all of your protein and veggies. So now I'm just going to take our onions, right? I'm going to put them on the same quick slice, and I'm just going to slice them. They don't really have to be sliced any special way. But if your family likes, isn't a big fan of mushrooms, maybe you want to use the manual food processor so you can finely chop your onions. Or the food chopper if you like to finely chop your veggies so that you can hide them from people in your family. So, okay, chopping our onions. Okay, there's our sliced onions. That's going to go in the sink. Let me give my hands a quick rinse. And now I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, and I'm just going to, so here we go. Our turkey is almost all the way cooked. Like I said, we don't need it to be 100% cooked. And I'm going to get out one of my favorites. So this is our stainless steel utensil holder. And I love our stainless steel utensil holder. It's so pretty, first of all, but I also love it because the center comes out. So if you just needed to take the utensils in the center, maybe out to the barbecue grill, you could do that, right? But my favorite feature of the utensil caddy is that it also has a spoon holder that slides underneath. Okay, so I'm going to get my spoon holder out so I can put my teak utensil. Okay. And now I'm just going to get out a spoon and I'm going to remove our turkey from our hot skillet so that I can add our mushrooms and our onions and saute them. And then we're going to scrape up the little bits from the bottom of the skillet to add flavor. So here is that. Let's add our mushrooms and our onions. There we go. Okay, we're going to let them sit for just a second. Let them get a little brown on the bottom. We have about a medium-high heat, not too high, on the stove. And I'm going to add a little bit more of our seasoning because we want to make sure everything is seasoned. Okay. A really great way if you want to try some of Pampered Chef's seasonings and spices. A really great way is to subscribe to our Taste Buds. And that is a monthly subscription where every single month the Pampered Chef will send you 3 different seasonings or rubs along with some recipes for you to use them. And so I have a lot of customers that are like, I don't know if I'll like that seasoning or not. I always say, hey, listen, get Taste Buds. It's a 1-month subscription. You can get 3 months. You can get 6 months. The higher your subscription, so 3 and 6 months, you're going to save more money. But if you just wanted to try it for a month and see if it's something that you would like, just get a 1-month subscription. It's actually one of my favorite things to gift. So I'm using our garlic press to add a little bit of garlic. Now this is my mom's recipe. Some of you may have and then I use the other end of the garlic tool to either pull out the skin. If some of your skin is still left in there, you can use the Barbie brush side of your garlic tool and you line it up with the holes and it pushes all the bits through. Yeah, so this is my mom's recipe. My mom was a really good cook. And even when I would ask her for the recipe for things, a lot of times she would say, I don't know if I even have that written down. So, but thankfully, she did have this one written down. And she used, as I mentioned before, she actually used beef cubes instead, and on occasion she would do turkey. So we're just giving our onions and our mushrooms a little bit of browning here because we want them all to get browned. Okay, so we're giving them a little saute. And our water is boiling for our egg noodles. So I'm going to add those in. Now, you could use rice if you wanted to, but my family absolutely loves egg noodles. My kids love egg noodles. Okay? Okay, so now I have to make the sauce to the stroganoff, and it's really simple. It is. I'm going to actually use the same bowl that had the mushrooms in it because we're just going to cook the sauce. Our sauce is a can of cream of mushroom soup. Get out a scraper. Cream of mushroom soup. It is sour cream. If you wanted to make it a little bit healthier, you could absolutely do that and use a low-fat cream of mushroom soup. We're going to use some low-fat sour cream. You could also use Greek yogurt. In fact, I'm going to do that because I thought I had enough sour cream. I'm a little bit shy of a cup, and I'm not a big measurer. I don't know who else is with me on that. Gonna add now that our mushrooms and our onions have a little bit of color to them, we are going to add our chicken back to our pan. We're going to give that a stir. Stir everything together. I'm going to stir this up. Let me just add a little, oh, you know what? I don't know if I have any sour cream. I mean, plain Greek yogurt. We're going to add a couple squirts, 2 tablespoons to be exact, of ketchup. A couple of splashes. Let me shake this up. This is a brand new bottle. Whoa. And I just squirted it all over the place. A couple squirts. Boop, boop. So about 2 tablespoons. And a couple splashes of Worcestershire sauce. It's 2 teaspoons. Give this a little bit of a stir. Mix that up. And then we're going to add that to the pan, to our chicken and mushroom and onions. Let's give that a little bit of a stir. Okay. And then I'm going to turn the heat down on the pan. We want this, you know what I need on our noodles? I need our boil over no more. Our boil over no more will prevent our pot of water from boiling all over the stove. So we're turning down the chicken mixture here because we do not want the sour cream to burn. We just want it to come to a light simmer. So I have it turned down to simmer, and I'm just mixing everything together here. And now that is going to cook through. And let me grab my boil over no more for our pot of water. I keep it in the microwave. Okay, there we go. That way, our water will boil over. Okay. And that's it. That is it to our turkey stroganoff. It is that easy. So we have some cubed up turkey that I sauteed and a little bit of olive oil with some of our French onion seasoning. The French onion seasoning has salt in it, so I wouldn't suggest adding salt until the very end, just so that you don't oversalt it. So we have the cubed up turkey sauteed in our enameled cast iron skillet with some of that French onion dip seasoning, Pampered Chef. Then we took it out and then we sliced up some mushrooms and onions using our quick slice, added them to the pan, gave them a good cook so that they were nice and brown. And then we added the turkey back into the pan, and then we added our sauce, which is just a can of cream and mushroom soup, a cup approximately of sour cream, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, and 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. Oh, and garlic. We can't forget garlic. I put garlic in everything. And that's it. And now it's coming to a slow simmer. And as soon as our turkey is cooked through, which won't take long because they were pretty small, our stroganoff will be done. And, ooh, this looks delicious. Absolutely delicious. So this is what's for dinner tonight at our house. If you'd like to post in the comments what you're having tonight for dinner, I would love to hear. And as always, if you see anything that you love and you would like to purchase, just give me a shout. And thanks for joining. Bye, everyone.